Here I am going to talk about probability example with false positives and false negatives. So let's look at the table here. Given in the table below are results from COVID-19 test in a town. Now let's try to answer few questions reading the table. So the first question is, how many subjects tested positive? So for us to answer this question, we have to look into the table. So we need to find out subjects tested positive. So we will be looking at this column here, okay, and adding those two numbers. So adding those two numbers gives us this number, 297. So there were 297 subjects that tested positive. So let's look at the next question. How many subjects tested negative? So for us to answer that question, now we have to look at this column. So that would be 21 plus 391. So that's 412. So there were 412 subjects that tested negative. Okay. Now we have to find how many subjects actually have COVID-19. So now for us to answer this question, we have to look at this row here. So that would be 251 plus 21. So that's 272. So there were 272 subjects that actually have COVID-19. Okay. So how many subjects actually do not have COVID-19? So now we have to look at this row here. And that would be 46 plus 391. That's 437. Okay, so there would be 437 subjects actually do not have COVID-19. So let's move on to the next question. Now we have to find out how many tests were done in total. So for us to answer that question, we would be adding all these numbers. So that's 709. So there were 709 tests done in total. Okay. So the next question is, how many subjects have COVID-19 and tested positive? So this is the number of true positive results. So for us to answer this question, we have to look how many subjects have COVID-19 and tested positive. So that would be this. So there were 251 subjects that have COVID-19 and tested positive. So the next question is, how many true negative results are there? So for us to answer this question, we have to look at this table here. So we need to find out true negative. So does not have COVID-19 and test negative. So it would be this one. So there were 391 true negative results. So how many false positive results are there? So we would be looking at this row and this column. Okay, so it would be this one. So there were 46 false positive results. So the next question is, how many false negative results are there? So we would be looking at this row and this column. So it would be this one. So there were 21 false negative results. So now we need to calculate probabilities. So here we need to find the probability of selecting someone who got positive result. So for that, we need to look how many tested positive. So there were 297 that tested positive. That means probability will be 297 over 709, which is approximately equal to 0.4189. Let's move on to the next question. So here we need to find the probability of selecting someone who does not have COVID-19. So for that, we have to look at the table here and find out how many didn't have COVID-19. So that would be 437. So that means the probability will be 437 over 709, which is approximately equal to 0.6164. Next, we need to find the probability of selecting someone who has a true positive result. So for this, we have to look who has a true positive result at the table here, which is 251, which is this one. So that means the probability is 251 over 709, which is approximately equals to 0.3540. So now we have to find the probability of selecting someone who has a false negative result. So for this one, we have to look who has a false negative result. Okay. So it would be this one. So that means the probability would be 21 over 709, which is approximately equals to 0.0296. Thank you for watching. We hope this video was helpful. Please like and subscribe our channel. We will be bringing more and more videos on variety of topics.